What's up, gamers, and welcome to a new episode of Last Cloudia. Today, we're going to be discussing a specific character, and one that's been kind of buffed, and I'm happy to talk about her because she's one of my favorite units of all time. Definitely my waifu. That's right, it's our girl, Saintly Theria. Now, before we talk about her, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of bring up the event real quick that's going on. I don't know if it's a bug or something because I haven't seen nothing in the patch notes, but it appears that the drop rate, no matter which one you're playing, as far as in the uh, current event, the Save the Snowpocalypse, I have not been able to get a single ticket out of any of this. I even ran a team where I had Robin using someone else's Yashimaru, and the only thing I can get are duplicates of the little coins, but I can't seem to get the tickets. So I don't know if that's something that needs to be patched up, or if it's just a super low drop rate. So if y'all have been experiencing the same thing, or if you've found a way to manipulate that better, I would definitely like to know because I haven't gotten a single drop outside of the one-time first clear rewards. Those are pretty much the only ones I've gotten in terms of tickets. Other than that, this is kind of a chill event, a break from anything super competitive, and we seem to have a break from gotcha too because there's no gotcha pulls today, by the way. We still have the same banner. I'm not going to pull in it again because I'm not really interested in it. But I wanted to make a video at least talking about Theria, which is why we're here today. But I wanted to bring up the Yuletide gift event just because I'm just curious about the drop rate of those tickets, and is it something that's just me, or is there like an issue that needs to be resolved? So just wanted to bring that up real quick before we continue with the video. Alright, on to our lady of the evening. So, I believe I did a first impression video on her a while back, so this will be the second impression video. This is actually my second impression video that I've done. And yes, I only get to say that once, so I'm taking advantage of it. Alright, so as some of you might have seen in the patch notes, they made some adjustments to this character. And I say adjustments because there are a couple of minor debuffs, but mostly buffs. So, the most important one is the Carol of Light. Light magic attack damage plus 3%, same as last time. Add chance to decrease mine greatly, which I love, same as last time. And inflict damage. Now here's the new part. Light damage cap 2000. Now, when I did the last video, I actually predicted that they were going to do like a damage cap increase, and here we are. And 2000 is good. That's kind of the standard, because I think Amelia has it, and a bunch of the other ones, Guardian Angel will kill has it. So yeah, 100% what I expect here. And I'm glad to see it. That is something that she needs because dealing quad 9s of damage is super easy with this character. Like I said, when she first came out, she was way ahead of her time. So she needed damage cap like way back in that day. So the fact that she finally has it now is pretty cool. So to me, that's probably the most exciting thing. But let's take a look at a couple of other adjustments that have been made, which mainly, well, part of it is the resistances. So you'll probably won't be able to tell by looking at this, but they actually gave her a +5 boost in light resistance, but a -5 reduction in two of her other elements. I think it was forgot. I want to say, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember which two it was. There are two elements that went down by 5. I think it was like fire and another one. But the other interesting thing here is they gave her resistance to the stun. Now, the only reason mine says nil is because I actually have an equipment that gives me stun resistance, so that's how that works. But yes, they did give her a resistance to stun, which I'm like, okay. I don't know if it was needed, but I'll take it. I mean, I don't want her to get stunned, right? And another important thing is a boost, or an added ability, if you will, which is something else I didn't predict either. And it's actually on the skill tree. The question is, where is it on the skill tree? Right down here to the south here. Arcane up 4, which is intelligence and MP plus 10%. A fantastic ability to have. So that's something that's going to definitely help you get to that, plus 2000 damage cap, which I think she could probably get there without this. But the other reason that having an intelligence boost is important is against those bosses that you're not going to be able to deal lots of damage on because they just have too much mind or resistances and things like that. So the intelligence up will help you to get closer to that cap on the super hard fights. But other than that, it's good to have. Plus, more MP, there's nothing wrong with that. And plus, for free, by the way. I mean, if you unlock it. So, overall, these are good stat boosts. I believe that's the only difference. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. There's one other thing that I predicted that they changed. You can actually now awaken her to 6, which I'm going to start doing 100%. So I'm glad they finally gave that to her. This will help her basically be on par with a lot of the other mages that we have. Now, as far as a light damage mage, like a solely light damage mage, she's still number one. She was number one before this, but she's still number one. The only difference right now is that if you're not including people who are just dedicated to one element, and so in other words, we're talking about Lily. Lily will still be the best overall in light damage, and I'll do a little bit of a comparison so you can see what I'm talking about. But regardless of that, she's still a fantastic unit to have. So the reason for this is not only is she dealing tons of damage, but she also gives you buffs. Her skill 3, which is still the same as last time, but basically she can give strength boost to all of your allies. She's a synergist, so she's going to give you some buffs. Same with Heartfelt Present. At the start of battle, same as last time, one of 4 buffs are randomly activated for all allies. Now, each ally can end up getting a different buff. Now, a lot of people right now probably don't even remember what those buffs are. Since this is my waifu, I had to kind of learn up on her because I wanted to, make sure that she was where she needed to be. It's actually pretty good. So either one, you can get an HP regen. 2, you could get I think it's like HP plus 2000. It's kind of like that fast vitality. Yeah, you get like fast vitality. I think that's basically what it's called now. But you get a basically a maximum HP boost. 3, you get, I believe it's like protection, which basically cuts physical damage down by like 35%. And then you also have a magic barrier, which also cuts down magic damage by 35%. So you get one of those 4 random for all 4 of your characters while she's, there with you. So again, she has a natural buff and she has certain ways to buff using her abilities, and not to mention, she can also buff using some of her magic because she actually has a couple of good things here. So, for example, by the way, full shelter, very, very good thing to use in boss fights. Just cutting damage by 20% in general, just flat, is pretty good, especially for the whole team. If you're wanting to boost a specific unit to make their strength go up, Grand Brave is fantastic to do that. Yeah, she comes that standard. You can actually give everybody crit plus 15% for all of them. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Haste, right off. And like I said, this is just good stuff. So again, even though we have Diva, this is a character that's been able to buff for a long time, on top of being able to naturally deal damage in her kit and not having to use your SC to learn these abilities. So that's pretty strong. Like I said, she is a fantastic unit. She always has. And with these buffs, she's still that good. Still pretty good. So don't write her off. She's a good character. And I'm going to continue to use her more than likely in Tower more than anything else. But you could potentially put her in arena, not as like a top tier unit, maybe like mid tier, but she's a good support character. So like I said, she deals damage and can give buffs. That could be a way to turn the tides in a battle. It'll be random, so it'll be more like a matter of luck, but it can still work out. But like I said, she's a really, really strong character. And I'm not just saying it because I like her, she's still pretty good. Now, some people might want to compare her to Lily, and for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, who's the better light damage dealer, which you kind of have to give it to Lily, mainly because she has the top tier light spell, and the fact that her spell hit count doubles, so it's really hard to beat that. But if you're gonna subtract like the spells and that kind of abilities and just go by just stats in general, I think Lily's still going to be better than Theria, and I'll explain why. I'm going to kind of show you where I'm at with Theria right now, and this is just Awakened 4. This is not including Awakening 6. I currently have her at about 1900 intelligence with 1300 bind. It's important to note that I have her built pretty well because on her equipments she has the Maja's Wand, which is probably best light staff in the game. I may be wrong. And then you have the Holy Robe Soul Fin, which is also one of the best robes in the game. And they're giving her lots of boosts. So partly why her intelligence is so high is because of those two particular items plus a few other things that I have. So her intelligence right now is at 1918. I'm going to show you my Lily. And this is Shift Lily. So I don't know how good regular Lily is going to be, because I never got her and I don't need her. Now, my regular Lily, she has 2009 intelligence. Now, her mind's a bit lower. That could be due to the equipment I have on the other character. But she already has 2009 intelligence, and this is kind of strong. She's only level 88. My theory is at level 100. So the fact that she already has the boost of 2009 intelligence shows you that she's definitely the stronger mage, if you will, as far as flat damage. Now you might be thinking, well, you probably built her up better. You would be wrong, because check this out. When I go to her equipment, I don't really have great things on her. That's not really boosting much of her stats at all. So this is all lower tier stuff. Not terrible stuff. I mean, like I said, the Crown of the Eight Spirits is pretty good, but it's not really giving her a boost, right? And then, the staff and the robe that I'm currently using are, okay, but nothing really to brag about, right? So the fact that her equipment is not at the par of Theria, yet I have her intelligence higher, means something. And I both have them awakened the same. They both have, 4 awakening. So that right there, just looking at the stats, tells you that her intelligence is, basically as far as like potential, once we get them all fully statted, she's going to be the best as far as just flat damage in general. But you have to understand that just because that's the case doesn't necessarily take anything away from Theria. Lily's a different kind of mage. So, yes, she does light and dark damage, but she's also a saboteur. She actually inflicts status elements, whereas Theria does buffs. So, you're looking at two different play styles here, but they're both super strong. And so, I just kind of wanted to bring that up in case you wanted to know, like, which of the two characters is good or better in terms of just flat and, magic damage. Lily's still better, but Theria is still a fantastic unit, especially if you don't have Lily. So Theria is still going to get you far, especially with light damage. There's no other character that comes close at all. So, I just thought that was important to show you. Now, what is her stats going to be at Evolution 6? I have no idea. The best I could do is give you an estimate, which I'm going to say that if you have her equipped well enough, like the way I have her built right now, and this is not including any boost from arcs or anything, you're going to be able to get her to, at least 2k intelligence when you get her to 6. 2100, if you really got some top stuff, like, let's say you do dual wield with her, and you have Maja's Wand with another really, really good staff, you can get it up even higher. But I think that, if you're doing a basic build like I am, you probably get her to about a little over 2,000, which is still good. 2,000 intelligence is really, really good to have, So, like I said, she's still a strong unit. And this isn't base stats, this is just stats based off of equipments as well. As far as base stats, again, I'm taking a guess. I'm going to say that maybe around 17, 1800 as far as base stats, when it comes to fully awakened with all skills unlocked or abilities unlocked. I think she'll be at around 17, 1800 sounds about right without equipment. But, like I said, you're going to be obviously equipping her. I'm confident you can get over 2,000 easily on a single wield. So, very, very strong character. So, did the devs do a good job of buffing her? Yes. I think they made her balanced. They didn't go above and beyond like the first time because, like I said, when she was first released, she was way ahead of her time. Way ahead. And was still, with other mages coming out, she was still better than them. The only thing that really changed the game is when units like Amelia and Guardian Angel O'Keel came out, where they started like breaking the damage cap and stuff like that. that's where, they were pretty much on par with Theria, even though there were different elements, but they were doing about what Theria was doing, and that's kind of what they needed to do. So what they did with Theria this time is they made her better, basically to keep up, but they didn't go too far ahead like they did the first time. So like I said, this is actually a really good balance that they did for Theria. I think they did a great job with her. So I honestly, I have no complaints. I think that this is still a good unit to use, plain and simple. So I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, and because maybe you've used her, you probably use her a certain way, So I'm interested to see any other builds. Another reason that people like to compare her to Lily is because you can equip the. She has like this black suit that you can give her. It actually turns her sprite black when you're like on the screen. And what it basically does is it gives you some boost to dark damage. The problem with building her that way is that you have to use a lot of SC to get her for dark damage up, and it's not worth it because with the amount of skill cost that it takes to build her in general, you're not going to really have enough room to really make that worth it. Like, I'll kind of show you what I mean in my skills here. A lot of the basic skills or passives that you need for a mage, she actually does not have, and I'll show you what I mean. So, and I'm not talking about crits and stuff, I'm talking about like the more expensive stuff. So, for example, you have, if I can get to it, so I had to give her light boost and light high boost, right? Which are, things that a light mage would need. This didn't come with her. She has light critical, which is a good start, but she didn't have any of the magic boost, right? And then if we keep going up, I had to pay 11 for Goddess Kiss. I had to pay 9 for a movable object. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the stuff. Now she had the staff high boost, which is good. So I mean, I can't complain about that. But robe high boost, if you're equipping a robe like I am, I'm actually short on that right now. I have to make adjustments to use that if I really, really wanted it. So like I said, a lot of the, expensive, good tiered passives that you can give to her are going to eat up all of your slots. So if you're trying to build a Lily version of her with the black suit so you can do dark and light, damage as a specialty, it's just too costly and you're going to have to give up some of these other good passives in order to equip that. So to me personally, it was never worth it, which is why, like, after using it for a while, I decided to just take it off and give her something good for her. And plus, red's my favorite color, so I'd rather see her in red than black. So, there's a lot of reasons for that. But that's pretty much it for the most part. Like I said, if you've noticed anything about the event that's, not giving you tickets and it's not just me, just let me know because I'm just curious. And hopefully you enjoy this video and this has been very, informative for you. It's not going to be a super long video because, again, I only have theory to talk about. This isn't a gotcha spin because the arc has to be gained through the event, and I don't have nearly enough of the I guess coins or whatever to get it. Once I do get enough coins to purchase the arc, and I'm actually able to look at everything about it, not just a few of its stats and abilities, I will then make a separate video talking specifically about the new arc, and then we'll kind of go over that. So again, you're gonna probably get a random video whenever I can get enough coins. So we'll see what happens. But again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate every one of you that does this for me. So all the support is really cool. And until next time, keep gaming and take care, everyone. Later.